Hello, y'all. Well, everybody likes a good drama unless you're living through it. I suppose if I had a reality TV show and a bunch of people around me with cameras and money, I always had a way out. It might be a lot more fun. But last night, this storm pulled my tent back. My stuff got wet. My gloves are soaking wet. My shoes are wet, which are my work shoes too. I didn't think it could get worse. But it seems to be getting worse moment by moment. Everything's soaked. The wind won't stop. The wind's blustery. It's coming from every single direction. It's like the wind itself is against me. This reminds me of camping when I was a kid and storms coming through and ruining everything. And every time I camped when I was a kid, I got soaking wet, freezing. Man, I tell you, it's like, I'd like to know, if I was standing before God on Judgment Day, He allowed me to get to heaven. I mean, I know I've committed a lot of sin and I should be on a cross. But sometimes, people are putting in hearts, y'all. And they're flying to them, with rockets and developing engines and software. And this is what I got going with a master's degree. Well, whatever. Let me show you. I'm going to have to start a fire. They have fire. I'm going to show you the trail too. Make sure I get my keys to my bike. I have to put a bigger chain. I've got to get to this grocery store. Check my video. I got to get to this grocery store, get some water and food. But I think I'm going to spend a few minutes. I'm going to lock my bike up heavier and then try to dry my gloves a little. Man, I don't know. It's a mile to the grocery store. It would take a long time to try to dry these gloves. I don't want people to see my smoke. I am still fairly decent close. I'm tired. I don't even know the words to speak. Let me just show you this trail. Here we go. So I carved this out last night with my little hand trimmers and my duck board knife. And it was not the easiest. My hands are super cold. It's probably in the 50s right now and everything's wet. So I know you northern people are like dealing with 20 below. Forget that. This is cold enough. I feel like I'm about to die. So here's my bike, see? Now I've just got my little cord around that bigger tree. I need to put my chain on there. But here's the damage from last night, or this morning, whenever it was. Man, I'm so discombobulated. It ripped out my gear arm right there. Totally. Here's my chain. I had to pull it. Here's the rest of the assembly. It's completely devastated my bike. I don't see any spokes gone, which those, thank the Lord. That one's pretty loose. Yeah, I've got a couple damaged spokes. Oh yeah, those are. Yeah, yep. If you ever can't fix my wheel, then my wheel's got the lateral side to side movement in it. Oh my goodness, that's like a really expensive fix. There is some trash I'm going to clean up. I don't like to have anything dirty, but this has all been an emergency type deal. I'll clean it when I get dried and stabilized. But here's the highway. They're gonna be doing some renovations and making this road wider. Yeah, there's people driving. I don't want them seeing me coming out of the woods. Alright, so I think what to do then is, feeling that little step out into the highway, I think the best thing for me to do would probably be, and again, y'all, if y'all were here, I would talk to some of you and say, what do you think? Because I have no idea what I'm doing. You get people, if you're at home and you're like, oh, what's my life for? I've got nothing to do or whatever, and go help some people. This kind of life does bring some excitement back to you, but so here's a little, I think this is a pin oak. Mostly we have live oaks out here. It's a little pin oak. See, here's a live oak right next to a pin oak. Stark difference. I haven't seen too many of these pin oaks down here. We have giant they have giant acorns, if that's the ones I remember. And most of these pines are these scrub pines, slash pines, sand pines. I don't see any longleafs in here. But this is pretty much what it is, old remnants of fires. It rained so hard, everything's wet. I'm not worried about a fire now. Had these old big remnants of a bigger forest. So these woods in Florida, and you're not getting through them. If there's a fire, they just burn out everything. So I'd leave my wildcat back at camp. I only saw it one time. I left it some food when I left. Now there's creatures out here. Last night I could not tell if it was palm leaves moving on me or if it was a pig grunting. Of course I had wind and rain. But my tent's in dire danger of blowing away in this wind. I took a sack I took a sack and filled it with sand. That's just a couple pounds, Here's what I'm dealing with inside. I have thought I need a bigger tent. Now I gotta buy a bicycle. So there's where I was, and my tent came in. I just put that bag of sand in. Came in, got my shoes wet, my gloves wet. Thank the Lord my bag didn't get wet. Some of my bedding got a little bit wet, but not too bad. Not too bad overall. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this down. Covered up with my sleeping bag. I normally do. Actually started making my sleeping bag when I was camping. I'll tell you what, it does make a difference to a fella's attitude. So now I got my water. I'm gonna have to carry my water and everything in my backpack, which, here's my hand trimmers. Found these in the woods. So with these little hand trimmers, my knife, and my DeWalt hammer, I went through and did pretty decent getting the camp set up. That hammer, this knife, homemade handle with duct tape or electrical tape. Like I said, that's a dangerous knife, but these things have gotten me through. They've been adequate survival tools. I'm still alive. So I guess that's the mark of a survival tool. You know, are you still alive? How much damage do you have? Well, yeah, y'all. This is early in the morning. I don't know. I'm right here. You might see smoke. I'm cold. My hands are cold. Let's walk just another. Let's go ahead and explore a little bit. Oh man. Stepped on this and just flung dirt. This is what I mean. It's like I'm not like woe is me or whatever. I mean, I've done enough of that. But I mean to say that there's something with me, I don't know. I am a big loser. Of course, I was sitting there thinking, I told some people I'm the most unsuccessful person you'll ever meet. And I'm talking to you with earplugs in. I'm just going to leave them in. I don't want to. So if you can't understand my speech, that's why. But then I started thinking when I said I'm the most unsuccessful person you'll ever meet, I was like, I have spent a lot of time watching porn, drinking, doing drugs, going gambling, casinos, hitting it up with women, fornicating, chatting, watching movies, comedy. Now lately, y'all, I've spent a lot of time reading the Bible and praying and witnessing and sharing my faith and swimming and working out, studying, doing things like that. But I mean, overall, my whole life, not to say I could have been some sort of scientist or whatever. I'm not that smart, but certainly could have, at least if I would have been in this situation in life, maybe I'd have some savings or something. These briars down here, let me give you a look here. This sucker goes all the way up, wraps all up into these trees, goes all, and it's a green briar with some vicious, see that camera will focus, vicious thorns on it. Oh, these things are evil. Or maybe they're not evil, maybe they're just whatever. They're from God to teach man. Maybe that's it. Anyway, this is it. I think that I'll work on some trails and make some trails through here. There are some fishing places back a little ways. No, I think maybe I should keep the fires to nighttime. Just to be on the safe side. I don't want to cause panic and alarm. Besides, if it's illegal to start a fire, I don't want to put it on YouTube. I think the fire ban it switches off at nighttime. All right, y'all. So it's devastation here. I kind of am halfway anticipating